Okay, welcome back, ladies and gents. This is, of course, your buddy Light here, and today we're going to be doing some airdrop researching again. And as you guys voted on the YouTube community page, you wanted to see Base blockchain, and there's going to be a new vote on the community page, so make sure you're going to be casting your vote. And obviously, check out the previous videos that we have done also on the channel. So today we're going to be focusing on Base blockchain, which is a project by Coinbase, which is basically, in certain metrics, the largest exchange in terms of at least knowability, because Binance has kind of like exited out of the US market and they have a lot of like legal issues right now. So Coinbase is, in certain terms, not necessarily in terms of volume, kind of like the largest exchange right now and kind of one of the more prominent companies in the crypto space. And I don't think that is going to be changing. So there's obviously a lot of people who are speculating on the potential of a Base blockchain airdrop or a token release for the Base token. Now, it needs to be understood, one thing before we start, that the Coinbase CEO, Brian Armstrong, has refuted the ideas of a Base token in the future. And there are many different reasons what we could list out why Base will not do an airdrop. Number one reason is that it's an American-based company, and there's a lot of like legal troubles of actually launching a token via airdrop or even through some type of a sale. Obviously, they have the legal capabilities to basically launch it, but it will not be available in US. There has been many talks, obviously, Coinbase migrating into Dubai or UK. And if they would do that migration, I would think that the chances of an actual eventual token release would be 300-400% up. So it's really depending on that factor. Will they migrate out of US into another country and do a launch outside of US? So that's something we need to pay attention on the news. The other aspect, obviously, is will they even consider an airdrop instead of a sale? I do think that getting into private sale or a public sale, which are positions you can, by the way, sell on, OTC markets, by the way. So even though they might not do an airdrop, getting into a public sale or a private sale would be a huge benefit, worth grinding in my opinion. Now, so that's basically what I have to say. Now, before we go in, one last point needs to be made, which is the fact that, just because the Coinbase is not going to be doing their own token, it doesn't mean that there will be not other projects who will be releasing their tokens. So one of the things you obviously want to do first is the deposit into Base blockchain through the bridge. Now, if you don't believe that they are going to be doing their own token, you don't need to use their own bridge, because this is much more expensive to use given to the fact that it's transferring from Ethereum. So right now, I think the estimated fee is, according to them, $21 to basically bridge into the Base blockchain. But if you use a third party bridge like Bungee or Orbiter Finance from layer 2 to layer 2, that's going to be significantly cheaper to transfer. So in case you want to like cut on the costs, do that. Use those two bridges. Those two bridges also have higher chance of doing their airdrop of their own. Orbiter Finance, I'm very sure that they're going to be doing a drop soon, so I've been farming it personally. But let's move on to other criteria which might be on the list. Another one is the base name service. We have seen multitude of different naming services emerge, and most of them do have our own token, Ethereum name service. We had Tezos domains, and we obviously had the BNS domains on Binance Smart Chain. So these are usually tending to do airdrops as well. There are many that I have featured on the channel before, which have not done them yet. But the base name service is something you can do. They also have an affiliate program, so in case people want to support my channel, you can sign up under my link and I will basically get a commission on those purchases. You want to buy probably 1 to 2 years. I think you're going to do a very, very long name, and it's probably going to be priced at like what, $5? Okay, there's a discount right now going on with Cyber Monday, even though Cyber Monday has been gone. So 1 year is only $3, guys. That's cheap as it gets, because the base price for 1 year is tend to be $6. And you can get 2 years for $3. So more years you're going to be buying, and setting it also always set it as your primary name, because that's going to be a criteria for something. If you find some promo codes in the interwebs, use them as well. And that's something I definitely would do out of the list ones. This is probably my top 3 things, and there's obviously a very high chance that they're going to be doing their own airdrop. Next up, we have a lot of mints. So there has been a lot of NFT activity going on. Obviously, remember Coinbase released their own NFT marketplace, which I almost have forgotten myself. And that's not something I do believe will have ever an airdrop. But they have done a multitude of different drops. Most of them are in Zora. And Zora obviously is a marketplace which has a couple of different chains. Then it says Zora, it has Base, and most of the NFTs are priced at 0.0007777. So what is this? This is basically around $5, or is it lower than that? Okay, so we're gonna be buying 41 cents, and there are a couple of different big NFTs in this list, which I would probably mint out. There are many of these drops going on at the same point. I think the NFT economy in Base is pretty healthy right now, and you want to be interacting with NFT related things, because I think there's going to be something launching on Base that's going to be NFT based, and they might be taking criteria from a lot of these other platforms. Plus, Zora might be having their own airdrop themselves. Remember, I did a video about Zora airdrop qualifications a couple of months ago. I'm going to link that video in the corner as well. Another domestic site which has a lot of drops. I just actually minted out these Merkley Wormhole, another airdrop we might have to talk about soon. These guys have a lot of drops. Some of them are on Base. For example, we have another one that is currently some Advent type of thing. So how much is this costing? 66 cents. So there's no other cost here attached. So it's free mint. You better pay the gas. Let's see how much it will end up to be. But there's a lot of free mints going on multiple different blockchains here. Some of them are Zora, some of them are Base, and I think there's a couple of some are even on mainnet Ethereum. And these are things you wanna grind out, because they give you free transactions. You wanna have many transactions as possible on the actual chain. And you can also collect this fun drop thing. I'm not exactly sure what this is about, but this might be part of the Mint Fund's own airdrop if they're going to be issuing one at some point. So this one basically cost me 31 cents to mint. That's probably the average cost that you're going to be having when you're issuing these things. Another very big NFT, which was released months ago. Already 500 million people have collected this over 9 months ago, which you can collect on the mainnet Ethereum. So that's going to be having a bit more higher cost. May not be something you want to in case you don't want to pay the gas fees. Another one that's probably going to be very big is this builder thing. So basically you need to have a small amount of Base in your account, and you need to have deployed a smart contract on Base. Obviously, you can do this through Remix, and Layer 3 Web, I think, is the website name where you can also deploy contracts. I did try that, and somehow it's not showing me. Let me try to log in again if it's not really refreshed. But I tried to actually, I did mint a contract, but it apparently is not allowing me to mint right now. But once you have deployed a smart contract, you want to mint this, because this is definitely going to be some type of a qualificator. Then we have a bunch of quests at layer 3. And these are ways to accumulate transactions. Layer 3 doesn't have their token yet also. And this also interacts with a lot of NFT protocols in Base blockchain. So that's another good thing you want to do it simultaneously. Because I think that's that seems to be kind of a lot of the focus for Base right now, NFTs. I don't really see a lot of other activity that's very significant as of right now. Might change, but that's what it currently is, a lot of NFTs. Uniswap obviously is supported on Base right now. Providing liquidity there is one of the criteria that has been usually one of the main things, but I haven't provided because I'm still very skeptical about the idea of Base doing an actual airdrop themselves. I'm kind of focusing more on these DeFi protocols and things, dapps on the chain. Then we have Guild XYZ. You need to do a couple of quests here in order to be, verifying your address. Kind of normal stuff. There's a lot of, different things on Guild, by the way. They don't even have their own token yet. Who knows if they will have one. And there are different things like Shadow is Super Coder. I remember that one. I think I want one of these NFTs on one account of mine. Just checking out like owning any base NFTs, base subscription NFTs, and verified email with a Coinbase. So that's something you want to do. Coinbase employee. That's interesting. So and you need to have some Discord stuff. So this is something you want to look into as well. Let's see how we're going to be getting. I'm going to check this later. This is actually not part of it. Then there's this lending protocol. And I have changed my position recently about these lending protocols. I think their airdrops fucking suck. They're never worth anything. And they're never worth farming unless you're a fucking millionaire. And they already have their own token, apparently, already. So that's already a thing. But they do offer 8.9% APY on USDC and 6.6% on Ethereum. So I thought you might be interested in those. Having liquidity on lending protocols or AMMs like Uniswap are sometimes a criteria. So putting $100 down or something like that might be a good thing. And obviously the fees are very low, so you can accrue that APY and, not lose money on the swaps. Then we have a project that I have featured a million times on the channel, and that is FriendTech. FriendTech obviously is on Base blockchain. It's basically the biggest dApp on the whole chain right now. And FriendTech's own token is going to be worth probably the most in the whole blockchain. It might be even exploding Base blockchain to a degree. If you need invites to this thing, just use one of these or just ask in the comments and I will post them somewhere on the comment section. And what you want to do here is just like buy keys, sell keys, buy keys, sell keys, and even post sometimes. I should probably post more. And activity on the chats probably will not have any impact whatsoever. There's no way to track that because those are not on chain. But FriendTech is going to be the biggest SoFi project. Obviously, there's huge total value locked right now on the project. And I'm sure that they're going to be launching by February or something. So it's not too late to get in and start accumulating those points. And there's a lot of bots who buy your keys anyway, so you can make free money. And you can use the actual profile you have, so you can export your wallet from Base and use it on your MetaMask. So if you want to just use a different wallet, that's all okay because it will be eligible. Then there is this bridge application called Squid, and I'm kind of bullish on a lot of these routers and bridges. They tend to usually have good value amount. Not all of them, like what was the ACX was not much. We didn't get a lot of that, but this one was pretty interesting. Something that I've been using a couple of times now. So Squid router has obviously other things than Base. It's not solely on Base, but it's something you might want to try though, because there's a cross-chain swaps. Let's see what swaps they actually have here. On the version 2 beta, they have ETH, Arb, Avalanche, Optimism, Polygon Base, Linea. A lot of change you want to speculate on. Noble coming soon as well, so that's probably going to be big. Moving on, we have some type of a Arham fork. That's kind of big. Arham is like this new form of DeFi. It's not DeFi even, it's like new form of money making in crypto. It's like a new niche. And BuilderFi seems to be a new thing of that. You need to join the wait list. I don't think you can get into the application without. Let's see if we can continue here. Okay, we need to do email, so I'm not going to be bothered with that. And then we have BasePaint. This is probably the most remarkable NFT application in the whole Base blockchain as of right now. There's a couple of different things you can do here. You can mint NFTs. So there's a lot of, different things like this BasePaint bot, which you can get. That might be a criteria. You are able to paint on these canvases, and that's going to be costing you. There's a lot of mints going on. These happen on every day. I minted out some of these. These are usually very cheap. Let's see if I can actually go to my gallery and see how many I have right now, because I have no recollection of that. So where do I see? And then you can buy these brushes. And then there's voting things. There are many different ways to interact here. Yeah, and these are not actually too bad art. This is decent pixel art in my opinion. This is kind of cool. Pizza 10k BTC, nice. But I don't remember where I can buy the paint brushes. Perk shop. So there are many. I'm almost positive that there's going to be some type of airdrop. This seems pretty high quality project altogether. And maybe the most highest quality project in alongside with FriendTech. But that's basically the second last, and this is the last application we have on our list, which is called BaseSwap. And they do not have, they actually do have their own token already. And this is basically an AMM. You could fully dox TM of US citizens. Okay, that's very bearish because they can't do airdrops. So fundamentally, this is another way you can basically provide liquidity. I think this is the largest one outside from Uniswap right now in terms of liquidity and user base. So just to really go back into what I said in the beginning of this video, in case you have been skipping around, Base doesn't have a very high chance of dropping a Base token, but the chances are that some of these dapps will issue token sales or, well, airdrops themselves. So that's almost expected. So if you have like limited amount of money and time, I wouldn't probably choose Base as something you would be grinding on and doing transactions on a lot, because I think there's better opportunities there, like ZK Sync Era, there's Starknet, no, Starknet is over, but there's Shardium, there's Manta, there is Scroll, there are others which are still like not out of the gates in terms of their announcements. So if you have you've already done a lot of transactions on other chains and you just want to cover more bases, then you should be doing Coinbase. But otherwise, I would not really recommend it too much. Invest in allocating so much time and money into it, because I'm still, like as many people, this is the consensus among the community that it's very unlikely to see a Base token. And if there's going to be a Base token, it may not be even airdropped. It might be just sold through some dubious mechanism, and even maybe the people who interact with the chain may not be eligible for that sale, so who knows. But thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more reviews. Make sure to vote on the community page for the next airdrop, and I will be seeing you guys on the next video when it will be dropping out. A lot of airdrop things coming out this December, so make sure you're going to be hitting that bell button notification so you will not be missing out when the new videos will be dropping. See you soon.